What's up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the unbelievably unflappable Dr. Disaster. And several days ago, we talked about the fact that the reveal trailer for Battlefield 6 did not feature a single female in it, which was in stark contrast to what we saw with this Battlefield 5 reveal trailer back in 2018.
That is one big pile of shit.
As you can see here from the reveal trailer of Battlefield 5, just about the first thing that they showed you, despite the fact that the franchise has always prided itself in realism and the game was being set in World War II, the first thing they showed you though was a freaking female soldier running around and fighting as if this was perfectly normal. And of course, when gamers complained about it, when we ratioed the hell out of that trailer, EA infamously told us that if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Who is this person who speaks to me as though I needed his advice?
Well, now fast forward to present time, and I noted that in the reveal trailer for Battlefield 6, which came out a couple weeks ago, I did not see a single female soldier in it, which says an awful lot about the way that the culture has swung. I asked you guys in that video that I made talking about this subject if you had noticed any female soldiers in it that I simply hadn't noticed. And the only thing that people said that they noticed was that in the background, while the video was playing, you could hear female soldiers shouting and whatnot. It seemed that as far as marketing purposes went, EA must have learned a painful truth for them to swallow as it pertains to gaming.
It's a man's world.
But while it looks as though EA might have learned this lesson, the community managers for Battlefield 6 are still filled with the same progressive shitheels who can't stand anyone questioning their worldview. This post here on X has been making the rounds, and it shows that someone was banned from the Battlefield 6 community hub for simply asking for the option to disable female voice lines. And for anyone out there who gets offended by simply asking for something like this, I'm gonna let the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger give out some pretty good advice.
Stop being such a pussy.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I've begun uploading some content onto Rumble, so make sure you follow Dr. Disaster over there, and don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference, but anyhow, let's talk about this Battlefield 6 situation. Going into this topic, I want to be as nuanced as possible because on the one hand, there will be people saying that actually EA has not learned anything and we can't stop pushing back against them, while other people are going to be pointing out that this game, that Battlefield 6, at least based on what we have seen thus far, does not appear to be woke. It appears to be a far cry from what we saw with the last mainline Battlefield title. There is a reason that while the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer was ratioed into oblivion where it belongs, the Battlefield 6 trailer has very few dislikes on it. There are 9.3 million views currently, with over 500,000 likes to only about 15,000 dislikes. To put it quite simply, somebody at EA clearly got the message. The people who work at the company might not like it, but they understand that this shit right here does not sell. Battlefield fans did not want this. And the crazy thing is that while Battlefield 5 took place in a World War II setting where the sight of female soldiers fighting was extremely anachronistic to the point that it completely ruined the experience, Battlefield 6 is from a more modern setting. These days, it is of course quite plausible that you would see and hear female soldiers in battle, and yet they went out of their way in this trailer to make sure that we didn't see a single female soldier in it. That says an awful lot about how they wanted to market that game. Battlefield 5 put this right here on the cover of the game back in 2018, and in this new title, I've hardly seen any females in any footage of the game. That being said, it is true that many, and in fact, likely most of the people who made Battlefield 5 and who defended that game, it's likely that most of them are still working at the company, and they are most likely seething at the fact that their views have now been pushed into the background, and now the emphasis is on the actual game. My guess is that this marketing decision to try to appeal to male gamers was passed down from somewhere on high, but the community managers are usually some of the most terrible employees for any company. They are often the most vocal about their progressive views, to the point that they are simply out of control, which is why we see this shit right here. This tweet features a screenshot of someone showing that they were banned from the Battlefield 6 community hub. And it shows the post which got this person banned. They said, "Give us the option in the settings menu to disable female voice lines, yelling, and death sounds in the multiplayer, please." Now, that was extremely respectful. He even said please, for Pete's sake. And honestly, that is completely understandable to not want to hear females dying in the background of this game. As a man myself, I don't like the idea of hearing female soldiers dying in the background. The whole point of me fighting in a war, if I were to do that, would be to protect women and children. That's how I feel as a man from a very primal perspective. So hearing them shouting out affects that primal part of me deep down. Personally, it isn't enough for me to say that I wouldn't play the game, but I can see why someone would ask for this option, and if the option was available, I would certainly choose it. However, as you can see on this post, where they give the reason for the ban, it says hateful speech. These people are just plain jackasses. Where in the hell was the hate in this guy's question? This guy very politely asked them for an option, and they could have politely refused, or even just given him a warning and said that it was inappropriate. But no, these power-tripping turds decided to reach for the ban hammer. And this isn't the only example of these people causing issues on the community hub. Someone replied to that first post, which was posted by ex-user Pirate Nation, but they replied to it with this image here, where someone shows they received a warning for talking about not wanting any LGBT gender crap featured in the game. And to be honest, if I were the moderators of this community hub, I would think that this message here would be much more justifiable to ban than the first one that I showed you, because this one is much more aggressive and it comes off as much less courteous. Not that I think it crossed the line, mind you, but it definitely has a much more aggressive tone. In any case, what this tells me is that the change that we've seen in Battlefield 6 with regards to how they have marketed it is at a surface level. It is a surface level fix, but there are certainly still issues festering below in the company. Hopefully the people developing this game, though, keep that shit in check, because honestly, I don't care what someone's political opinion is as long as they keep it to themselves and don't try to push it on me in the game or in the marketing for the game. So far, their approach to marketing Battlefield 6 has worked really well. There were nearly 280,000 people waiting in queue to play the Battlefield 6 early access beta. That doesn't even include the people who were playing it, mind you. That was just the queue to get in and play it. This game is going to break records potentially, and I think this is evidence that marketing this sort of product to males who have been starved for a game like this, getting back to basics, but doing this, marketing this way, is a pretty damn good idea. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your contempt for these community managers who ban people because of their hurt fees into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.